Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Soda Boys video. Kind of came up with the idea to let's do a little bit of an interview or just like take a video of ourselves kind of talking about the story of the deer that we had shot this year. My buddy Carter, he shot one, John shot one, I shot one, and we're still waiting on a couple of the other boys to fill their tags this year. So I'm going to talk about the buck that I shot this year. He was probably one of the bigger bucks that I've shot. I think score-wise he would score the highest. I bow hunted all year round. Only had one trail cam picture of him on my trail camera. My uncle ended up getting a couple trail cam pictures of him, and instantly we knew that it was a buck that that had some high potential. And I didn't know how old he was. Kind of the first year of pictures we had of him, but he was obviously a shooter buck. I kind of thought he was like a 4 or 5 year old, but after shooting him, he only weighed. I don't think he weighed more than 150 pounds. He's probably only a 3 year old, which is kind of sad because obviously what he would have looked like next year. But you can't do that. You can't pass on a buck like that. It was November 13th when I shot him. It was a morning hunt. I sat in one of my new round bale blinds that I built this year. It was very cold that morning. We had just gotten snow again. Put out the decoy in the morning. It was a good morning, very chilly, like I said, and put the decoy out, and I didn't see anything, but 7:30, 7:45 rolled around, and I figured it'd be a good time to rattle, so I cracked the door open of the blind. I rattled in. It wasn't 30 seconds, and where I got sat back down, and he poked out to my right up on top of the hill, and he still didn't really know where it was coming from because he couldn't see my decoy yet. And he popped out up over the corner, and he didn't know what was going on. He was kind of looking around, so I figured I had a grunt. So I leaned forward to the front window of my blind and grunted, and then he was interested. And he put his nose to the ground. He was running. I had to get my stuff together, get the bow up off the hanger, and I went to go clip my release on the D-loop, and the release was frozen because when I was putting out the decoy, it got like snow on it or whatnot, and it froze. So I had to suck on my release to get that like loosened up. Drew back, and he actually saw me draw back. He didn't come in. Decoy is set at 23 yards. He stopped at 36. I didn't know the exact range until after I had shot, but he was kind of quartering to a little bit. So I actually put it in front of his shoulder blade, and the arrow went in between his two shoulder blades. He made a big loud, like a big snort when I hit him, like when I hit him, I was like, oh boy, that's got to be good. Saw the arrow poking out the other side when he turned, because he did a complete 180 when he went away from me, and I was instantly celebrating.
Yes! Let's go! No arrow in the fucking Hoyt. One missing from the quiver, because one's in the fucking boiler room of that big with the drop tine. Came in right by my fucking decoy. Yes! Smoked him, baby! Smoked him! Yes!
I had called my dad. I told him that I had shot the drop tine buck, and I said I'm probably gonna need some help tracking him because I figured he ran into the woods up over the hill, and I'm gonna need help loading him up. But Dad's like, just go walk up over the hill, and he might just be laying right there. And I didn't think there was any chance in hell that he was gonna be there. And sure enough, there he laid. He went 43 yards from where I had shot him, just over the hill to where I couldn't see. I was amazed.
Holy shit, boys! Okay, hold on. The blind's right there. I shot him. Oh, sorry, I'm shaking. Shot him. Here's my tracks and some of his tracks. Blood spraying out. Look at that, baby. Didn't go 60 yards. Yes! Yes, baby. Let's go. Drop tine with a bow. Looks pretty good in the back of the Honda. Look at all that coagulated blood. Gross. Heart was okay. Heart didn't get damaged at all. I'm kind of surprised. Where's my arrow? This part broke off. That was in them. Pretty cool. Crazy. I can't believe you only went that far. Stay crazy.
And he actually stumbled around and actually ended up breaking the arrow off. I was actually able to load the buck up myself, which is kind of weird because I figured he'd be heavier than that, and he wasn't a very big buck. My dad had ended up shooting a nice 8-pointer. My buck was tiny compared to that, and like the rack size was considerably bigger. His weighed probably a third more than mine. He's probably weighed close to 200 pounds. But yeah, it was a magical hunt. Probably one of the best hunts. Second buck with a bow. and I'm addicted, to say the least. I'm probably never going to go back to gun hunting. But yeah, that's my story. The other boys are going to tell you their story, and I don't know about you guys, but I think we're gonna need another one on the wall here. And there he is in the freezer. He's kind of in frozen mode right now, but you can see there's the drop tine, and his old cape is in this bag here, and he's kind of Jay chilling in there. But yeah, this is a once in a lifetime buck. He's got a big old drop tine on him, and yeah, so we're gonna take him to the taxidermy place here probably in the next couple weeks, and hopefully it'll be a sweet mount. I'm gonna try and get a right turn so that drop tine faces out, and he'll look good up on the wall. So yeah, that's it.
Alrighty, boys and girls, put together a little video of our success, I guess. I got my sister her first deer. It was her first time hunting. Got her first deer the second day of youth season. Pretty proud big brother moment. That was pretty cool. And then first season, I sat every day, whether it was just the morning or just the evening or both. Second to last day of first season, I went to go sit in the stand that I thought was going to be best for that night. Got to my stand and realized my dad took my extension ladder. Which, if you know anything about deer hunting, you kind of need a ladder or some sort of means to get up into your stand. I went to a spot where I had another stand, which I had trail cameras up there. I must not I had my trail camera in the right spot, or I didn't have my stand in the right spot, because I wasn't getting much for pictures of anything. The deer I shot, I had on camera one time in the stand I was gonna sit in. Only had him on camera one time. I was sitting at the top of this hill on the back side of a dry pond, and down below is this big old coulee. I just saw antlers coming up from the coulee, from the bottom, right up the hill, right towards me. It's 200 yards to the top of the hill where he's coming up. And that's kind of a reach with a shotgun. He started chasing some does, and then another smaller buck came up the coulee behind him, and he turned around to go show him who was boss. Boom, 150 yards, put one right above the shoulder, and he just stood there. I saw blood pouring out of him, so I put another one in, 2 inches to the right of where I just hit him, right in the boiler room. I don't understand how, and he just kept standing. So I put my last bullet in, and he ran down the hill. I gave him probably hour and a half, and I walked down the hill, and he's standing there heaving and looking at me, and I was like, how are you still alive? It didn't make any sense to me. So I shot him one more time, and he finally went down. It was a pretty fun season. The deer were moving like crazy. Got me out of the house because we're on lockdown and everything. That's my story for the year. Thanks for tuning in.
So, you know, the deer season for us really never ends. Well, obviously we can't hunt them all year round, but we like to kind of better our odds of getting one when the season does come. So Sam and I spent a lot of days this last summer putting up some trail cams and some new tree stands and stuff out there in the woods, and prepping some sites and getting some food plots in. So it's really, you know, something we really enjoy, something we sincerely enjoy and take a lot of pride in, especially when it turns out as good as it has this year. And we're very grateful to have the opportunity to do this. Yeah, so well, congratulations to Carter and Sam. Those are 2 great bucks. Great job, guys. We actually have 4 deer on the ground. The first one, Evan Huddle shot with his bow, his new bow. I know he's been putting in a lot of work with that, so very happy for him. He got a nice doe, and that was filmed by our friend Jackson Berg, who we'll put that clip in right here.
Stucker, let's go.
Good job, Jackson. We appreciate you filming for Evan there. Great job, Evan. And that was a great shot you put on that doe, and I know you've been practicing. So nice new bow you got there, and hopefully get a buck this year. I know Evan and Chase are still out there after a buck, but Anyway, so we've had a lot of success in our group and a lot of success in our families and friends. So it's been a great year all around. I actually got the first buck of the season, early shotgun season here in Minnesota. November 10th I went out, and this buck came in, a buck that I knew from trail cam pictures for a couple months. I've had him on trail cam since about middle of August, and he came in after a doe to about 160 yards in one of my food plots, and came in, and I was about to take a shot, and he ran off after that doe that he came in after. She took off, and at this point rut was on, like to the max. So, but he came back. He came back about 10 minutes later, and he came into the same food plot. It was about 160 yards, and I put it on him, or what I thought was on him, through that brush, and I shot, and I completely missed. So I shot at him as he was running this way. I took a second shot, just nicked his left or his right butt cheek, and that was a pretty unethical shot. And in hindsight, I shouldn't have taken that shot. He didn't exactly know what had happened. He just kind of trotted off, and he stopped, and he was looking around until finally he put his head back down and got back on that trail, that doe, and followed her off. So I'm sitting there kicking myself. I just missed this buck twice. About half an hour till dark, and I'm just like, all right, I'll just stick it out here and crawl out of here with my tail between my legs after it gets dark. And about 5 minutes left of shooting light, this doe comes into the close food plot. Way down this way on the stretch, about 300 yards away, I hear some grunting, and I get the binoculars out. Like I said, it's starting to get dark, and I'm looking, and here comes that same buck, that 9-pointer. He's got his head glued to the ground. He's on a full run all the way down this big long stretch. So I put the gun out the window, got everything lined up, and he came in, put his head down, and started eating some of those turnips and some of that cabbage we had planted there. Found him in the scope and put the crosshairs right where I was supposed to. Pulled the trigger. You know, obviously a big boom, and my ears were ringing. It was getting dark, and all I see is tails from the doe that were there taking off, and I don't know where the buck is. Couldn't find him. And I called my dad. I was like, hey, you know, I just shot at the big 9, and I missed him twice earlier, and you know, I'm like, I don't know if I hit him or not. Well, at that point, it was starting to rain, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go down there right now and just see if I can find any blood, just, you know, to see if I hit him or not. And so I go down there, and my dad's like, okay, I'll come down there and join you. He drives the truck down, and I found about 10 or 15 little spots, you know, little pea-sized spots of blood, a bright red. So I knew it was either his leg or his heart, and I was obviously hoping for the latter of the two. I go up with the binoculars in the truck because they're still hanging around my neck. As I'm putting them in there, my dad yells for me, and all he had done was hopped over this little wood pile that is out there in that big clearing. Hopped right over it, and it was about 10 yards behind where I shot him. Hopped it and fell over and died right there. So yeah, I was pretty happy. Obviously, I'm thanking God that he just gave me a third shot at him after I missed him twice. So very grateful for that. In a European mountain, and yeah, so I'm very happy to tell you guys that we've got 4 deer down this year within our group, and actually my sister put one down as well. I got to film that, so we'll throw that in right here. Take the shot right there. Got him! Got him! All right, yeah! Really cool that I got to see it happen and film it even, and I'm really proud of her. So good job, Alex. Hopefully you're watching this, and congratulations. That was a great shot. You dropped him. Anyways, guys, we'd also like to congratulate Josh Rodewaller and his buck this year. Great, nice big 10-pointer. And Damien, you guys saw his buck in Sam's clip there. That's a nice 8-pointer. Great big body on him. And anyone else who's gotten a deer this year, congratulations. I would also like to congratulate my dad on shooting a nice big buck this year. Nice big 8-pointer, mainframe 8 with a couple of kickers. It makes him an 11. This was his 4.5-year-old shed. So I found this 2 years ago. We think he's at least 6. And yeah, very nice buck. Good job, Dad. Great shot. Congratulations. And to those who are still out, including Chase and Evan, good luck out there. And we hope you guys get one. So we're bringing you guys a new merch site soon. That'll be up. Keep an eye on our Instagram for that update and that link. That'll be cool. We got some new designs we'd like to show you guys, and right in time for the holidays. So we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.